I stood there watching her laugh at my photo, my wife, the woman I loved. He didn't defend me. He laughed too. That day, I promised myself I wouldn't scream, I wouldn't cry. I'd make sure both of them remembered what betrayal really feels like. I used to think betrayal was something that only happened in movies, that kind of twisting heartbreak you watch with disbelief, not something that could ever touch you personally. Until the day I stood outside my best friend's office door and heard my wife's laugh. It was light, nervous, the way she used to laugh when she was trying to impress someone. And then I heard her voice say, "God, I don't know how you can keep that photo on your desk. He looks so worn out, like life drained him already." I froze. Then came his voice, low, familiar, the same voice that once toasted at my wedding. "She's just being honest," he said. "I mean, he's a good guy, but dull. You can't expect her to live like that forever." And then laughter. Both of them. My wife and my best friend laughing at me. That's when something inside me quietly broke. Not the loud kind of break, no screaming, no tears. Just a cold, heavy silence that started filling every part of me. I met Ethan in college. We were roommates, practically brothers. He had charisma, that magnetic charm that pulled people in. I had stability, plans, patience. We started a small business together after graduation, a design agency that later became pretty successful. I trusted him completely. He handled clients, I handled finances. It worked for a while. Then came Claire, the woman who would become my wife. She was beautiful in a quiet way, not the loud, look-at-me kind, just calm. I loved that about her. Ethan, of course, flirted with her at first. It was harmless, I thought. He had that kind of personality, teasing, playful. When Claire and I got married, he stood beside me as my best man. He gave this long, heartfelt speech about loyalty, friendship, and love. People cried. I did too. If only I'd known how empty those words really were. 3 years into marriage, things started changing. Claire grew distant. Not angry, not cold, just emotionally unreachable. Work kept me busy, but I still noticed the late texts, the random smiles at her phone, the sudden interest in work dinners. I asked her once, gently, if everything was okay. She smiled and said I was overthinking. "You're tired, babe. You need to relax." I believed her. Until the day I dropped by Ethan's office unexpectedly to deliver some client paperwork and heard that laugh. I didn't storm in. I didn't yell. I simply waited until they left, then went inside and looked around. That's when I saw it. My wedding photo. The one with Claire and me holding hands, smiling. It was sitting on his desk, but not like a keepsake. It was turned face down. I knew right then. I went home, set up quiet digital recorders in her car, our kitchen, and her phone. Yes, I know it's wrong, but betrayal changes your sense of right and wrong. Within 3 days, I had everything. Texts, calls, laughter, even plans. They weren't just cheating, they were mocking me. In one recording, Ethan said, "He's so trusting. It's pathetic. We'll tell him when it's convenient." And Claire replied, "Don't worry, I'll make sure I get what I deserve before walking out." I listened to that line maybe 50 times. Each time, it hurt less and made me calmer. Here's the thing about revenge. If you rush it, you lose power. I decided to wait, to plan, to make every step clean, legal, and final. First, I started quietly separating the business finances. Ethan had been careless. He used company funds for personal stuff. I had receipts, transfers, and proof. Enough to end his career. Then I hired a lawyer, quietly, discreetly. We rewrote shares, froze joint assets, and restructured the company, all without Ethan realizing it, because he was too busy sneaking around with my wife. At home, I played the role of the clueless husband perfectly. Dinners, smiles, small talk. Inside, I was documenting everything. 6 weeks later, I invited both of them to dinner. Said I wanted to discuss a big project. Ethan came early. Claire joined after her gym session. I poured wine, smiled, and waited until both of them relaxed. Then, I put my phone on the table. Pressed play. Her laugh filled the room. His voice followed. "He's pathetic. I'll get what I deserve." "You mean his money?" "Exactly." The color drained from both of their faces. Ethan tried to stand, but I stopped him, calmly. "Sit down. You'll want to hear this part." Then I handed each of them a white envelope. Inside, legal termination for Ethan, divorce papers for Claire. I didn't yell. I didn't curse. I just said, "You can both leave now, separately." She cried. He begged. But I was already feeling anything. Within a month, Ethan lost the company. All his accounts were audited. Turns out, his misuse of funds went deeper than even I expected. The investors pressed charges. Claire moved in with her sister. She texted me once saying, "You ruined my life." I replied, "No, you just saw the reflection of your own choices." I didn't need to destroy them violently. They did it to themselves. I just gave fate a little push. It's been 2 years. I've rebuilt my life. New city, new people, peace. Sometimes I think about that photo she mocked, our wedding picture. I didn't throw it away. I keep it in a drawer, not out of love, but as a reminder. A reminder that silence can be louder than rage. That sometimes the best revenge is not proving someone wrong, it's showing them they never mattered enough to begin with. And that's the story of how I learned that betrayal doesn't break you. It just rewires what you're capable of.